If you want to obtain a Florida dealer's license, all you need to do is submit a dealer application to the Florida Motor Vehicle Division. You're going to get a dealer bond and dealer insurance. You're going to get a Florida sales tax number and easily get a federal employment number. You're going to have to be fingerprinted, have a building and a lot, register that business with the Secretary of State, and then you're going to take a quick dealer training class. I'm going to show you how to easily obtain your Florida dealer's license in 9 easy steps right now. Hello, I'm Dallas Johnson with Dealer Training, and if this is your first time here, I want to welcome you. If you're a licensed dealer or if you're interested in obtaining your Florida dealer's license for the very first time, our content is designed just for you. So please consider subscribing and hitting that notification button so you can view content for dealers as soon as it is uploaded. And at the very end of this video, I'm going to give you a coupon code so you can download our 134-page dealer training and profit manual for free. So it contains a wealth of information for new dealers and experienced dealers. We normally charge $19.95 for this manual, but at the very end of this video, I'm going to show you how you can download it for free. So the first thing I want to do is give you some really valuable contact information for Florida dealers. Florida dealer licenses are regulated by the Florida Department of Highway Safety and Motor Vehicles. So there's some contact information for you right there, and I'm going to refer back to this later. But if you want to give them a call, 850-617-3003, or you can send an email to dealerservices@flhsmv.gov. Once again, that's dealerservices@flhsmv.gov. And if you send them an email, they're going to get back with you as soon as they can. The state of Florida is very business friendly. They want to make sure that you know how to run your dealership because you are going to be a very large sales tax generator for the state of Florida. So before we go into this, I want you to be aware there are several types of dealer licenses in the state of Florida. So here you're going to see the different types of Florida dealer licenses. You can be a franchise dealer, which is going to allow a dealer to sell brand new vehicles. This is your, Chevy dealership and things like that. Or you can have a service facility. So this is like a franchise dealer that wants to operate a service and repair facility. A vehicle independent dealer. That's what most of us are going to be doing when we sell used vehicles. Or a wholesale dealer just allows you to sell vehicles to other dealers. An auction dealer is going to be that Manheim or Odessa, where the dealers are going to buy vehicles. You can be a salvage dealer. You can also be a mobile home dealer, a mobile home broker, a recreational motor vehicle dealer, or a recreational used motor vehicle dealer. So there are several different types. And by the way, you have to submit a different application for each different type of license. So right now, I want to go in depth to the 9 steps that are required to obtain a Florida dealer's license. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to submit dealer application form 86056. Okay, and you want to make sure that when you're completing this, that you do it correctly, because if you make mistakes on this application, it is really going to hold things up. And if you ever do change your business entity, you'll have to have a brand new application for that. So there's the website there that you're going to see. It's flhsmv.gov, and then you're going to go to form 860. Okay, so first let's go ahead and magnify this. And this is a pretty extensive application, excuse me, that you're going to need to fill out. You're going to need to select your business type of license. So many of us are going to be getting a used dealer's license. If you're currently a dealer, then you'll have to put your current license number on there, and along with your sales tax number and your federal employment identification number. And I'm going to show you how to get those here in just a little bit very easily. Both of those just take a few minutes online, but you have to have your federal employment identification number and your sales tax number as well. So, put your corporate name here and what you're doing business as. So, let's say, for example, you're Florida Motors, but you're operating Miami Auto Sales. Well, you would put Florida Motors right here and Miami Auto Sales right down here. Okay, so now those could be the same. Maybe you're just Miami Auto Sales doing business as Miami Auto Sales, but you have a separate corporate name like Florida Motors LLC. You put that up here. Always remember your fictitious name is there's your DBA. That's what you're doing business as. That's the name that's going to be on your sign, and that's also going to be the name that you include in all of your advertising. So always be sure to keep that in mind as well. So make sure that you also fill out that information here at the very bottom. Now you're going to put all of your owners and partners here. You don't want to put a salesperson on your dealer's license. You want to make sure that the only persons that you put on your Florida dealer's license are your most trusted business associates, because I've seen more than one person get onto a Florida dealer license and they had an unethical partner, and they both lose their license because of the actions of the unethical partner. So make sure and enter that information. If you're a corporation, you need to put your president or your member manager if you're an LLC. And you always want to run through this. We're going to cover most of this here in just a little bit, but you want to make sure that you're aware of all the requirements that you have to meet before you actually apply. And we're going to cover these extensively here in just a little bit, but you also need to make sure and sign it there. So get this taken care of. They also want to know, basically, if you've ever been involved in any type of motor vehicle fraud, or if somebody's currently suing you over a motor vehicle transaction, you have to let the state of Florida know about this, because they don't want to give a license to somebody, that was managing some auto theft ring or something like that. They do require Florida dealers to be of a higher level of ethical standards. So before you get your Florida dealer's license, you're going to have to show the state that you haven't been in any type of automotive criminal or criminal activity, or rolled back odometers and things like that. So this is a form that has to be notarized. So make sure that you do get a notarization on this. Florida is one of the many states that allows online notaries. So if you've got a webcam, you can click online notary. If you know somebody that does this, please put them, put their information in the comments below. So that way other dealers will be able to use that same online notary company. So please keep that in mind. Next, in order to get a Florida dealer's license, you must obtain either a $25,000 dealer surety bond or a $25,000 irrevocable letter of credit. Now, irrevocable letters of credit can be gotten from a bank, but many banks will require you to put $25,000 into their account before they will write you an irrevocable letter of credit in the amount of $25,000. So 99 out of 100 Florida dealers do the other choice, which is a $25,000 dealer surety bond. Now, is that going to cost $25,000? No, absolutely not. It's based on your credit score. So if you have good credit, your Florida dealer surety bond should cost you around $200 to maybe $300 a year, and they'll send you an invoice every year. If you do have a couple of blemishes on your credit score, those prices can go up dramatically. So these dealer surety bonds just ensure that we operate our Florida dealership with a very high level of ethical standards. So, right here, you're going to see that bond form. This is bond form 86020. So make sure your insurance company is using that bond form. More than likely, they're going to have that all ready to go. So, and by the way, if you are currently a dealer, or if you maybe sell dealer surety bonds in the state of Florida, please put your contact information in the comments below. That way, other dealers that are starting for the first time won't have to navigate all this information so more extensively. They can just give that bonding company, that insurance agent that you use, a quick call. So also, you're going to see here, this is the actual letter of credit that can be used by a bank. Like I said, most of us dealers are getting the dealer surety bond, but if you do decide to get an irrevocable letter of credit from your bank, make sure that your banker fills that form right out there. That is form 86057. Now, also, step number 3, you must show the state of Florida that you have insurance before the state will issue you a Florida dealer's license. So in the past, they would let a person get a dealer's license in the state of Florida and tell them to get insurance before they got their inventory. Well, we had a lot of dealers in Florida that were allowing customers to test drive vehicles without insurance. So the state of Florida, like many other states, now requires you to provide a dealer insurance policy before you are actually allowed to get your dealer's license. So the state of Florida requires every motor vehicle driven on any roadway to be insured, including the demos and all your service vehicles that are owned by your dealership. So it's illegal to drive any vehicle in Florida without proof of financial responsibility. It's also illegal for any motor vehicle dealer to allow someone to drive your demos when they do not have insurance. So, dealer insurance is a real specific type of insurance, and what it does is it basically protects you when your customers are out test driving your demos. It's also going to protect you when say for example, your salesperson is taking the vehicles back and forth from a dealer auction, and it's also going to protect you if somebody comes and breaks their leg on your lot. So it's got medical coverage built into it as well. For my many years of experience in this industry, you're not going to go to progressive.com and get an insurance policy for dealers. You're not going to log on to Geico or Liberty Mutual. You'll need to go through an insurance agent that specializes in commercial coverage. Now, if you're currently a dealer that has a good insurance agent that provides great coverage, please leave that contact information below so that other dealers can basically use that phone number to call that dealer. So any dealer in Florida that does not maintain financial responsibility would face stiff penalties. So make sure and get your dealer insurance in effect before you apply for your license. State law does require every demo being test driven does have financial responsibility. Step number 4, everyone, you're going to need to get a federal employment number and a Florida tax ID number. Before you apply for your Florida used motor vehicle dealer license, you're going to have to apply for an FEIN, and you're also going to have to get your Florida Sales Tax ID. So you can apply for your FEIN for free at irs.gov. And I want to give you this phone number here a couple of times. If you want to get your federal employment number, you can call it in at 800-829-4933. So you'll need to record that because that does go on your application. So real quick here, I want to show you how easy it is to actually get your employment number and your sales tax number. So here, if you're just getting your federal employment number, I'll show you right here real quick. This is the IRS website. You can just go there and click Apply for EIN online and then click Begin Application, as you see right there. And for this quick scenario, I just want to show you how to do this as an LLC. I'm not telling you that you need to operate your Florida dealership as an LLC. I'm letting you know if you're doing it as an LLC, this is how you get your federal employment number. You're going to click that little continue box right there. And let's say we have 2 persons in the license. On the license, we would select 2 there, and we are operating the business in the state of Florida. So you click Florida from the drop-down box there. The IRS is going to want to know why you want a new federal employment number. Well, most of us are going to be clicking that top button there because we started a new business. So make sure and check that little box right there. And then you're simply going to put one person's name along with a social security number, and then you'll put the contact information there. And it's going to walk you right through, and a couple moments later, you'll be able to have your federal employment number. But while we're online, you can go ahead and get this taken care of as well, which is called our Florida Sales Tax License Number, okay? And this is very easy to do as well. You can just jump right onto the Florida Department of Revenue website and say that you want to get a new tax account. You're going to enroll for a new account, and it's very automated, so you're going to be able to do this so easily. You click the next button there. You'll need to put your federal employment number here. So chronologically, everyone, you need to get that federal employment number from the IRS first, and then we're going to enter that federal employment number right here because the state wants dealers to have their federal employment number before they actually get their sales tax license from the state of Florida. Okay, so make sure that you put your federal employment number there. And you're going to run and record those in a safe place because that federal employment number and your sales tax number are going to go on your dealer license application. Step number 5, fingerprints. In order to be granted a Florida dealer's license, you must pass a background check that's going to be conducted when you obtain your fingerprints. So each person on the license that owns at least 20% or more is going to be required to get this taken care of. So I'm going to show you also how easy this is to do. So if you're not sure where to go to get your fingerprints, you can just jump right onto Google here, and you're going to be able to type in Florida fingerprinting, and you're going to see several companies there that'll get your fingerprints taken care of for you, probably within 5 minutes of your home. So, this shows the state, once again, that, you did not just get out of prison for managing some auto theft ring or something like that, because the state of Florida does require all dealers operate with a very high level of ethical standards, and they don't want to, give a dealer's license to somebody that was rolling back odometers on vehicles a couple of weeks ago. So do please keep that in mind. Step number 6, the state of Florida requires that you have a building and a lot. So you must have a building and a lot before you obtain your Florida dealer's license. So your building, it has to be enclosed. And also, if you must own the building, or if you're renting it, it has to be for at least a minimum of 6 months of lease. So do please keep that in mind. You've got to make sure that your building meets all local zoning requirements. So the first thing you want to do when you find a building that you want to use for your Florida dealer's license, call the city hall or the county that building is in, and make sure you can operate a dealership there, because the state of Florida requires all dealerships meet all local zoning requirements. Now, when you're shopping buildings, you need to make sure that you have at least a 100 square foot office inside that building. And that's where you're going to be basically doing, all your business transactions and things like that. The state of Florida does not want you to be filling out title paperwork next to some car on some jack, in the middle of a garage. That would be unsafe for your customers. So just make sure that you have at least a 180 square foot lot. and make sure that you have a display lot that does have room for the vehicles that you're going to be selling as well. Step number 7, we are going to need to register this business with the Florida Secretary of State's office. So the Florida Secretary of State wants a record of every single business that is operating in the Florida, including in the state of Florida, including this dealership that you're getting ready to open. So before you apply for your Florida dealer's license, you must register your business with the Florida Secretary of State's office. Okay, so it's very easy to do. The Florida Secretary of State has a very easy website that is very business friendly, very user friendly. It's sunbiz.org. When you jump on there, you can register your Florida dealership in a matter of minutes. It's very easy to do. You will need to decide your business entity. You know, you're probably going to be an individual, an LLC, corporation, not-for-profit, or a partnership. So I always recommend getting some legal advice before you actually do that. But remember, you do have to register your name with the Secretary of State's office. When you jump on here, let's just say, for example, we're doing an LLC. You would click New Florida LLC. You see the big red box there. And then you're just going to go right through here and do everything it says. It's very easy to do, and you can do this. You can actually search business names as well. So if you want to be Florida Motors LLC and nobody else has that name, you could obtain it and lock it in here. I'm assuming that business name's already been taken, but it's going to walk you through right here. So you will have to basically create a new username and password as well. So make sure you get that taken care of. They are going to charge you $125 if you're doing an LLC there, but make sure that all the information is accurate, true, and correct. And by the way, you know, if you have any questions, you're not sure how to structure your business entity, there's a lot of great phone numbers for you right there. You know, if you want to be an LLC, they got some great phone numbers for you. You know, if you're going to be a corporation, they've got a different number for that. Or if you're going to be doing mergers or something like that. So take note of those phone numbers. You can always pause this video and take a look at those. Those are some great phone numbers. The Florida Secretary of State is a very business-friendly state agency. So they'll definitely give you all the resources that you need to operate a successful dealership. Step number 8, you're going to have a sign and submit photographs. So you must have a sign that's going to either be, you know, permanently mounted on the ground or attached to the side of the building. So you have to do this. You have to identify your dealership, you know, your building as a dealership. So the state of Florida does want to make sure that the building is identified as a dealership, and you're going to submit also all 4 sides of the building photographs. So don't forget to submit some photographs with your actual license application. And also the state of Florida does require that you take a dealer training class. So if you go to Google and type in Florida dealer training class, they've got class locations all over the state of Florida. So these are very helpful for you. There's several companies that can give you a training class. They do require you to sit through these training classes. And once you've done that, you're going to be able to have that official certificate of completion that your training class instructor will provide you. So, you know, once you obtain this Florida dealer's license, you must display the license prominently. And, you know, you're going to work very hard to obtain your Florida dealer's license. You're going to be proud of that Florida dealer's license. Florida law requires that all dealer licenses are displayed prominently. So you don't want to shove that dealer's license in some desk drawer or lock it in a vault. You want to make sure and display it prominently. So once again, here's some great contact information. Remember, we're going to be dealing with the state of Florida. This is the dealer licensing information. That's 850-617-3003, or you can email them at dealerservices@flhsmv.gov, and they're great resources for you in order to obtain your dealer's license. Or if you have questions, you can give them a call as well. On a final note, I've been in this industry for many years, and you know, I've owned a profitable dealership myself. I've trained thousands of dealers all over the United States in a classroom environment. And if you maintain 100% compliance with your dealer's license, you're going to maintain 100% profit. So ethics and integrity will take you to the very top of this industry. So now, thank you very much for watching the whole video. You know, I want to show you how you can easily download your free 134-page dealer training and profit manual that we normally charge $19.95 for. So if you want to download this manual, just jump onto our official dealer website. This is dealertraining.org. Okay, dealertraining.org. You're going to click that blue download button. You have to read the terms and conditions so the attorneys can make all their money. And then see where it says coupon. You are going to enter youtube.com/dealer training. Once again, this is our official channel. So just enter youtube.com/dealer training. And when you click the apply button there, you're going to see that $19.95 total will go down to zero. So you will easily be able to download that for free. So thank you very much for watching this video. Please view the other videos on our dealer training channel. And if you found value in this video or the manual that you downloaded, I would like to ask you to please consider sharing that video. Please consider subscribing, and please consider hitting that notification bell. So thank you very much, and good luck with the operation of your dealership.